as far as Pakistan is concerned. Its leadership refuses to end its Kashmir obsession. It has made talking about Kashmir its only foreign policy agenda, it seems. Of course, India is used to it. After years of reminding Pakistan that Kashmir was, is and will always be an integral part of India, New Delhi has moved far ahead of what Pakistan or any other country has to say. Still, it does help when friends of India have her back. Recently, Pakistan was put in its place by one such friend of India. On the 7th of April, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held an official meeting with Mohammed bin Salman at the Al Safa Palace in Mecca. The joint statement, which was issued a day later, urged India and Pakistan to quote-unquote resolve the outstanding issues between the two countries, especially the Jammu and Kashmir dispute, to ensure peace and stability in the region, quote-unquote. Simply put, both Pakistan and Saudi Arabia emphasized the need for dialogue between Islamabad and New Delhi. The question is this: is this Pakistan's attempt to restore talks with India? You see, India's long-held position on Kashmir has been that it was a bilateral issue between India and Pakistan. New Delhi maintains that there is no question of any mediation or intervention by any third party on the matter. While both India and Pakistan have long-standing friendly relations with Arab countries, including Saudi Arabia, ties with New Delhi and Riyadh have significantly improved under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Saudi Arabia has maintained a balanced approach over Jammu and Kashmir. While the kingdom expressed concern over India's abrogation of Article 370 in August 2019, it did not explicitly condemn New Delhi's actions, instead referring to it as India's internal matter. But that has not stopped Pakistan from seeking parity with India in terms of locus standi in Kashmir. An untenable position, since Kashmir is an integral part of India and there can be no compromise as far as India's unity and integrity is concerned. Moreover, Pakistan is the aggressor. In 2019, Islamabad urged the US to persuade India to start talks on the peaceful resolution of Kashmir issue. This came after then US President Donald Trump offered to mediate between the two countries. However, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar had made it clear any discussion on the issue, if at all warranted, will only be with Pakistan and only bilaterally. In fact, India has always been willing to discuss all issues with Pakistan. Almost every decade since independence of India, there have been several rounds of bilateral discussions between India and Pakistan to resolve differences. But these discussions have failed because of Pakistan's unrealistic approach to the matter. Just to be clear, in Kashmir, the problem is the cross-border terror emanating from Pakistani soil. And having experienced it firsthand, India has time and again reminded the world that Pakistan is the epicenter of terrorism. And as the situation stands today, New Delhi maintains that talks and terror cannot go together. That means that for any meaningful dialogue to take place between the two countries, Pakistan must first act against terrorists targeting India. Of course, India wants normal neighborly relations with Pakistan, but that can only happen in an environment free of terror, hostility, violence. And from that, and only that standpoint, does Pakistan's role matter as far as Kashmir is concerned. But for the rest of the issues, India no longer takes what Pakistan has to say seriously. It has moved on from Pakistan's obsession with Kashmir. For Pakistan, though, Saudi Arabia's acknowledgement of India's stand on Kashmir should come as a reckoner, a lesson on how to stop poking their nose into someone else's business. After all, in the management of Pakistani public opinion, what Saudi Arabia has to say plays a big role. Perhaps now Pakistan will realize and try to mend its ways. Perhaps now it realizes that it needs to end its obsession with Kashmir. Perhaps it's time it realizes that this obsession is the reason for its economic collapse. It has already lost the battle. It needs to now admit this. Instead of obsessing about its neighbors, the establishment of this cash-strapped nation will do well if it channels its energy into fixing its own house and on the needs of its own people. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.